Listen, I ain't trying to call nobody out, but let me tell y'all something. The old covenant matters in the new. And I want y'all to understand something. Jesus was with God before this world was even formed, before anything was created. Whether heaven or earth, he was right there with him. So when somebody says the old covenant doesn't matter, how can that be? And only the New Testament matters. And it's a old covenant versus the new covenant. What is the new covenant that God made with his people in the New Testament? What's the new covenant? Because whatever God started in the old, he basically finished it in the new. So explain to me how the old covenant does not matter, but the new covenant does. Because I know my God is not a God of confusion. Neither is he man that he shall lie. I'm telling y'all, be careful what you listening to. Ask God, excuse me, to bless you with the spirit of discernment, because in this day, you truly gonna need it. In this day and on to come. Don't allow nobody to trip you up. Don't allow nobody to make you think that the old covenant is done away with and the new covenant is all you need to live by. Because that's not true. It's far from the truth. That's why God tells you in his word, he knows your beginning to your end, because he was there in the beginning and he is there at the end. You have to learn what first started to understand how it's going to end. And keeping them 10 commandments is how it started. Keeping them 10 commandments is how it ends. Honoring God's Sabbath day in them 10 commandments is where it started. Honoring God's Sabbath day in them 10 commandments is where it ends. And yes, God is the Sabbath day. And that is not the only day you have to go to God. That's true. You go to God every day. Every day of your life. Every day he gives you breath of life, you are to go to him. You are to commune with him. You are to spend time with him. Yes. And Jesus is the word of God. He is the living, breathing word of God. He is not dead. He is very much alive. And so is our Father. He is not dead. He is very much alive. So you best be understanding that word a little bit better, because people are out here making it, saying things as if they were true pertaining to the word of God. God is the word of God. He is the living, breathing word of God. So how can, when he come into the flesh, why would he change the covenant that he made prior because he came in the flesh? That makes no sense. Y'all need to stop sitting around confusing people, because God is not a God of confusion. He is the God of truth. He is the living, breathing word of God. He is the living water. And y'all better stop falling for the okie doke. And please pray for the spirit of discernment, because you are going to need it. Because more and more every day somebody's jumping on this app and people are making them famous for their lies. Okay? So y'all be careful. Test the spirit by the Spirit of God. Whatever spirit they got on them, and they giving the word of God, you need to be taking it back to God. I don't care who it is. And that includes me.